Ted Bundy's ex-girlfriend recalls horrifying encounter with a serial killer. He just laughed. Dr. Al Carlisle's studies on serial killers is being explored in a new true crime docuseries, Violent Minds, Killers on Tape. One of Ted Bundy's former girlfriends could vividly recall the moment she witnessed an evil streak in her lover's eye. The woman, who only wanted to be identified as Sandy, detailed what it was like dating the serial killer as a college student in the 60s. The never-before-heard account is featured in a new true crime docuseries premiering April 2 on Oxygen, Violent Minds, Killers on Tape, which explores the unearthed recordings of Dr. Al Carlisle. The renowned psychologist interviewed numerous criminals like Bundy, as well as the HIFI killers, Arthur Gary Bishop and Manny Cortez, among others. The devout Mormon was on a quest to learn how one becomes a monster. The depth of Bundy's depravity was not fully expressed to the public at the time of his killings. Carlisle's longtime assistant Carrie Ann Drzeski-Keller told Fox News Digital, "The reality is he was horrible. He was a necrophiliac. He was a Jekyll and Hyde who appeared as a super great guy, but transformed into this terrible monster who did terrible things to you after you were dead." Dr. Carlisle wanted to understand what would drive someone to take such a dark path. He truly believed everyone was good. According to the docuseries, Carlisle tracked down those who knew Bundy, including Sandy, in an attempt to discover where his violent tendencies originated. In the premiere episode, Sandy describes how the two went on a picnic date by the river where they went swimming. "That's when he was dunking me in the water," Sandy said. She claimed Bundy held her underwater for nearly a minute. "It's playful up until the point someone is trying to get away to get air," she recalled. When Carlisle asked how Bundy reacted, Sandy replied, "He just laughed." Sandy also alleged Bundy liked choking her during sex, which frightened her. "This is one of my first indications that Ted is getting violent," Carlisle said. "He can't control himself when he's having sex. He's choking, and so, yeah, I'm seeing violence developing." It was clear that Ted was not the normal college student he wanted others to see him as. He had been aggressive in putting his arm over his sexual partner's throat and choking her during sex. It bordered on homicide. Carlisle, who served as a psychologist at Utah State Prison, evaluated Bundy after he was arrested in 1975 at the request of the court. At the time, the true nature of Bundy's horrific crimes was unknown. Carlisle spent about 20 hours with Bundy on the psychological assessment, believing he was much more dangerous. After Carlisle died in 2018, his family discovered over 650 hours of inmate tapes, which forensic experts thought were just rumored to exist. Some of those tapes focused on his studies concerning Bundy. "It's very interesting," said Drzeski-Keller. "You have Bundy's mother saying, 'Oh, he's my precious baby boy,' and then you have the girlfriend saying, 'He held my head underwater for too long.' And then you have a landlady who was always suspicious of him, going, 'He stole my car one night.'" Doc felt that each killer created themselves. Fantasy plays a huge role in it, and sometimes that fantasy life is more than anything. And these people go down a path to a point where you don't even recognize them anymore. On the surface, Bundy seemed like a pretty good guy, Drzeski-Keller shared. He was a Republican who did a lot of political work, and he was quite good at it. He also worked at a rape crisis center. He exhibited confidence. But as Doc spoke to those who knew Bundy, his mom, his friends, the ex-landlady, the girlfriends, there was a whole different side to him that nobody knew about and Ted certainly didn't talk about. That's what grabbed him. The episode will also include a conversation with Bundy after he was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping in Utah. Drzeski-Keller recalled how Bundy confronted Carlisle at one point. He says, "Al, do you really think I killed those girls?" said Drzeski-Keller. Doc tells him, "I don't know, Ted, but if you did, I think you'd do it again." Today, Bundy is recognized as one of the nation's most prolific serial killers, with at least 30 women and girls' deaths linked to him across multiple states in the late 70s. While he was executed in 1989 at age 42, he has since become the subject of numerous true crime documentaries and books. Drzeski-Keller is adamant there are still many lessons we can learn from Bundy's case based on Carlisle's assessment. Patterns from childhood and the early years can provide vital clues, which was something that wasn't as documented when Bundy's murders took place.